Jim Carroll, Ralph Baber, psychology takeaway. You need a dose of the real. Life's absurd. We know the deal. Did you hear? Don't let it get you down. Turn that frown. Upside down, upside down, 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 upside.
Bop, 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 bop. I like that music, Ralph.
It's pretty bouncy.
It is, especially on a non-bouncy day. Although we do have a bouncy day out there today, don't we?
We do.
No snow.
No snow and sunshine.
No. No wind.
No icy wind cutting through your,
Hey, spring is on its way.
Yes.
Okay. I believe it is, at least.
I would like to believe that, too.
And that's a cheap lead into our topic today, belief.
Belief. And
why do people believe in weird things? Like, why do Ralph and Jim believe that spring is on its way? It's still February, for heaven's sakes.
Well, you know what? Spring is on the way. It definitely will be here by early July.
Oh, yes. Okay. Now, we've had a lot of people talking to us about belief and what people believe that is a little strange. I think it was last week, the former president, Barack Obama, said that he believed in what, Ralph?
He believes in aliens.
And these are not the people that President Trump is trying to deport. These are people from extraterrestrials.
Yeah. Now, the former president said, nobody took me to Area 54, but I believe there are aliens.
Okay, that's Roswell, New Mexico, right?
Right. And, I can understand and kind of agree with former President Obama that there is a good possibility that there is some sort of alien life somewhere in the billions and billions of stars, to coin a phrase.
Mm-hmm. That wants to visit us.
That we want to visit. I don't know.
Okay.
But I can say, I believe that's possible.
Okay, so that's a belief that lots of people, I think, could have. Sometimes it gets out of hand. What about 1939 when Orson Welles produced War of the Worlds?
Yeah, and he produced it on Halloween. It was a radio broadcast. This was before television became a thing. And at the beginning, he said, this is a radio broadcast of a play. It is not real. Do not worry.
Yep.
This is just a radio play.
Yeah, and at intermission, they reiterated that. But what happened?
Well, thousands of people either got their shotguns and went out into the yards to fend off the aliens, or they jumped into their car and prepared and did flee. Mm-hmm. And there were traffic jams on some highways. And, it was very, very, very strange that people who heard at the beginning and at the middle, this is not real, this is just a radio play, would suddenly say, they're here. The aliens are here.
Yep. And so we've been seeing and documenting some of this stuff for the last while. A belief that is floating around and has floated around for quite some time is that autism, which is has been diagnosed much more frequently today than it had been 20 years ago, is on the rise because of things like vaccinations or, this is the recent one, moms taking Tylenol during pregnancy.
Now, the thing with that, Jim, is you have to look at that and say, Is that because we have better tools to make the diagnosis
Yeah, for the autism thing, yeah.
for the autism thing, or is it actually on the rise? Now,
We've changed the criteria. We have better tools. We're looking for it at a much earlier age. But people are still saying, we don't know what causes it, but people are saying, well, okay, we've got this thing called autism. It must be caused by something. We'll point the finger at Tylenol or vaccinations.
or something else to give us the illusion of control.
The illusion that we know what we're doing, and
Yeah.
if it's Tylenol and
Don't take it.
I'm a pregnant woman, I won't take Tylenol. Okay, now if I end up with an autistic child, then the not taking of Tylenol would not have been a factor at all, right?
Right. Now, here's the other thing, though, Jim. When
I'm perplexed. My head is going around in circles right now, Ralph. Okay, I'm not sure where I came up with that analogy.
So here's the thing. Back in the day when you and I were kids, we didn't have autistic kids. We didn't have ADHD kids. What we had was bad kids, kids who were kind of slow, kids who didn't fit. Nobody talked about he has ADHD. They talked about he's a bad kid
Or he's a weird kid.
or he's a weird kid.
Yeah. Several of the kids that we went to school with fall into the weird category, but more of them fell into the bad category, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the thing is that now we have all these diagnostic tools. So you can take a kid at 6 who doesn't quite fit and is maybe acting out in some ways. You take them to somebody in the school system and they evaluate him and they say, this boy has ADHD. Much more likely to happen in the case of a boy, by the way, than a
Right.
girl. But if it's a weird girl, they might say a different diagnosis.
Could well be. So that kind of focuses on the autism thing, but there are a lot of interesting beliefs. How about this one, Ralph?
Your Oak Island thing, yeah.
Yeah, Oak Island obsession. People have been digging in this island off of Nova Scotia for 230 years in search of treasure. They think the treasure might have been left by a pirate or the Knights Templar or somebody burying Shakespeare's manuscripts. Nobody exactly knows. But people have been digging in this island looking for treasure, and they think there's millions and millions of dollars worth of treasure. But in 230 years, I think the only treasure that they found was a gold coin or an old coin. I think it was Roman, and a red jewel.
Okay.
Now, this has been documented on the History Channel with the show Curse of Oak Island, and millions of viewers watch this thing, every week, as these two guys from Michigan are pumping their resources into a hole in the ground, attempting to find the buried treasure.
And the thing is that for what they have expended in Oak Island, they probably could have had more success looking elsewhere in the Caribbean for a sunken Spanish galleon full of gold. Because
Right.
in the years they've been doing this, 2 search teams have found sunken Spanish galleons full of gold.
I guess some people just are wired to go one way and wired to go another. Last time I was in Key West, they had some of the treasure from one of those treasure hunts down there. You could see it. It's tangible. It's there. So I guess they knew that there were ships that went down. We don't even know that there was anything that went into the so-called money pit in Oak Island, and yet the belief, persists.
Yeah, and I guess we can say that that is the power of belief. And
Yeah.
the thing is that there's lots of belief systems now that seem to the people who hold them entirely rational and sensible.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you take out a dollar bill and you look at it, you will see a triangle with an eye in it,
A pyramid.
a pyramid.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that, in point of fact, a symbol of the Illuminati?
Illuminati, yeah.
Who control all the governments worldwide in secret? Or is it a symbol taken from the Masons, which many of our founding fathers were? Or is it a symbol of things like, a old symbol of the all-seeing eye of the divinity?
Right. I would go with the latter myself, but I'm not sure what the motivation was with the engraver that made that particular banknote.
But the thing is, it really boils down to, if you believe in God, you can easily see that as the all-seeing eye of God.
If you are a little bit more paranoid,
it's the control of blah, blah, blah. Name your secret society.
yeah. And the thing that's interesting here with these beliefs is that people don't hold the beliefs individually. There are usually groups of people, and you can identify those groups that have a similar belief. And if I believe in the Illuminati, what might I do? Well, to get a confirmation bias, I might hang out with people who believe in a way that's similar to my belief system.
To yours, yeah. And then you might say, well, we really don't like the idea of a secret society controlling the United States or the world. So what are we going to do? Well, we are going to end that. And who controls it for the United States? Well, the government does. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to bomb the government.
Okay.
So
Well, we can't do that. But so what do we end up doing? We end up distrusting the government, right?
yeah,
Saying, it's, hey, there are aliens, even though Barack Obama didn't go to, what was it called, 53?
Area 54. Yeah.
Area 54 in New Mexico. He believes that there are aliens. So, hey, at the highest level of government, they're saying aliens exist. While over here, we have alien deniers, right?
Yeah.
Just like we have vaccine deniers. Okay.
And to go along with aliens, let's go another step into the strange beliefs. There are people who believe that the people in power across the world are not just members of a secret society. They're actually aliens, reptilian aliens who have telepathic powers that allow them to look like humans.
I look at Vladimir Putin and I can actually
Understand
that. Yeah.
So the thing is, you say, well, to what extent do you want to take a weird belief? So you believe in secret societies that control the world, and then they're not just secret societies, they're alien, and then they're not just alien, but they're reptilian,
That's pretty far into the weeds, isn't it?
It is. And then
But we're not making fun of these people. They've got it's a belief system, and their beliefs are founded on things that
they know.
They know about, that touch upon them.
Yeah. Now, here's another one, and this Jim and I talked about this on our way to the studio today, and I didn't get told this. I did get told part of it in the beginning, and that is that if you swallow a seed, like a watermelon seed, a plant will grow inside you.
I believe, yeah, okay.
So I got told that, but Jim got told even more with evidence.
I don't know. I was told that if it was a watermelon seed, it would grow within you. And the evidence was that I, as a 4-year-old kid, would see mainly women with, obviously, watermelons in their tummy, which later, when they gave birth, were watermelons that were shaped like human beings. Babies. Yeah.
Babies, yeah.
Yeah, but watermelon babies?
Watermelon babies. But the thing is, watermelon seeds, funny big watermelon in that lady's tummy, cause and effect. Yeah, I can see it,
Yeah. Well, I guess even at that stage, people were mixing up correlation with causation, Ralph.
Could very well be.
I looked go ahead.
And I was going to say, that leads us to another one, the belief that many people in their childhood have that where do babies come from? Well, the stork brings them.
Uh-huh.
And kids are told that at 3 or 4 when they ask the question, where do babies come from? Because parents don't want to get into,
Yes, indeed. We'll have to do a show sometime, Ralph, on why parents lie to their kids.
Yes, and more or less successfully.
I don't know about that. Well, to an extent, I suppose.
Yeah.
I was starting to think about this, and, I did some work when I was doing the book on Oak Island, looking at other beliefs, but people believe in lots of different kinds of things. There was a group of people in Oak Park, Illinois, who believed on, I think it was New Year's Eve, 1953, that the U.S. was going to be destroyed and that spaceships would come down and gather these true believers up and take them away somewhere, I guess into heaven. Well, it didn't happen. And 2 things did happen. A lot of people left the organization. It was called the Seekers. That was the organization. And the people the things in the saucers were referred to as the Guardians. So that the Seekers just sort of disappeared. They evaporated. Not literally, they weren't taken into space or anything. But then some people in the group really doubled down and said, no, we just got the date wrong, and we do believe that they're out there and they're going to come for us because we're the
anointed ones.
Yeah.
In one way or another.
Yeah, and I read this book long before I ever thought of being a psychologist. It was called When Prophecy Fails, and it was a story of this particular group. We'd probably call them a cult today. But then I began to look at other things. There were people back in the turn of the 20th century that believed that the Earth, the planet that we live on, actually was hollow, and it had a crust of maybe 3 or 4 miles, and in the middle there was a whole civilization that
and
kind of reflected what was going on in the civilization up here.
And there were several writers who capitalized on this belief, whether in fact they shared the belief or not, who wrote novels about, you found either a natural cavern that led to the inner world, or you somehow or other drilled a hole through the Earth's crust and got into the inner world, and then you had varieties of adventures.
Okay. Yep. And, speaking of that, it's not just our world. People looked through their telescopes and saw on Mars what looked like canals, right?
Canals,
and they
yeah.
had this whole idea of a civilization in Mars that dug these canals and it was quite advanced. And hey, you look at the pictures today, and what do they look like? Look like ditches.
They look like ditches, and they look like a very barren world.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the evidence says that several, in fact, many millions of years ago, Mars had surface water,
Mm-hmm.
and
And maybe they had a use for canals, right?
yeah, so maybe there was an advanced civilization. Maybe it came down and actually erected the pyramids, because you'll find people who believe the pyramids couldn't have been made by
Yeah.
men without the wheel and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I wonder about that. That's that pyramid of Giza is quite a undertaking, but closer to home, we have people who believe that Bigfoot exists,
Uh-huh.
and that the reason we haven't found Bigfoot is that Bigfoot is very elusive. Just comes down to steal our beer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Or I was in Scotland, and I was at Loch Ness, which is up near Inverness. And there it is. There's Loch Ness. And we've got a little viewing spot here where you can watch a film of the Loch Ness monster, Nessie, coming out of the loch and swimming away. Now, that's that was back in the days before AI, but that's a fabricated film. We've known that for years and years, and yet we still have people trying to find the Loch Ness monster, trying to find Nessie, and
Yeah.
believing that the thing in the picture is real, just like Sasquatch.
Yeah. Now, the thing that, many people look at and say this is evidence for Bigfoot is they go into the woods and they see tracks in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Tracks in the snow are, 2 feet long and a foot wide.
Uh-huh.
And they say that's evidence of Bigfoot. Now, if you look at somebody who walks through the snow, let's say early December, when we first get snow,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get snow for the next 2 months,
In our case, 6 months.
and then the snow starts to melt. What happens to the track that was left and filled in with snow? It gets bigger.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way snow melts. So you look down and you say, there's a 2-foot track. That's not a human footprint. Well, it was to start with. That's one belief, which I have. But other people look at that and say, that's a Bigfoot track.
Yeah, I don't know, Ralph. After a few cans and the beer's all gone, I think it was Bigfoot that stole my beer.
Probably right. Now, so here's several things that we can enumerate quickly.
Okay.
The illusion of control, we need that. Pattern recognition, we're wired to believe in patterns.
Yep.
Confirmation bias,
Mm-hmm.
so one person holds a belief and that spreads to others.
Sure. One gold coin or one gem, then we know that
There's treasure.
there's treasure here, folks.
Social and cultural influences.
Mm-hmm.
The former president says aliens exist. More people are likely to believe in them. Cognitive style. You have experiential people and you have rational people. Experiential people believe because something happened to them. That's it. Proof.
Yeah.
So those are some reasons why people who otherwise appear perfectly okay
Mm-hmm.
hold strange beliefs.
Well, on that, Ralph, we will take our strange beliefs and
And-
say goodbye to our viewers and listeners for this week.
And you might want to say, I'm going for a strange brew.
Till next week, this is Jim
And Ralph,
saying keep your stick on the ice
because we're all in this
together.